Elgeyo Marakwet ndio tumechelewa, but we will be with you until the end, mpaka tuhakisha kwamba huyu msichana wetu amefika final resting place. Wacha nichukue nafasi hii kwanza kusema ya kwamba bila kurudia yale nilisema kule Nairobi, ya kwamba mimi nimekuwa mmoja wa wanafunzi wa Kiraitu Murungi. Kiraitu Murungi is our most successful son as the Ameru community so far. Kiraitu Murungi has mentored very many of us. Vile nimesema, yeye katika masuala ya wanasheria ni mkubwa wangu. He is my senior in the legal profession. Na wakati tulikuwa shule tulikuwa tunataka kusoma tukae kama Kiraitu Murungi. Vile vile katika mambo ya siasa, the same way the Honorable Kiraitu Murungi was our pace setter as the Ameru people in matters law, he was also our pace setter in matters politics. The first time we had a strong, vibrant, respected national politician from this community, it was Mheshimiwa Kiraitu Murungi. He has been my friend, and I've been in so many events, family events, political events, and it hurts me to know that today is not a very happy occasion for our brother and his wife and their family, but that is life. Some of the occasions are happy, the other occasions are not very happy. I remember I came here to this church, Njogune Catholic Church, 18 years ago, when we came to lay to rest the father of Kiraitu Murungi, Mzee Daniel Kiraitu. So I've been here before. Na mwenye kunileta hapa alikuwa ndugu yangu Kiraitu Murungi. So you can see how far we've come. In between, I have been in some of these happy occasions, like I think the wedding of his son, where we came with President William Ruto. That time he was deputy president, na mimi nilikuwa Senate majority leader. So my brother Kiraitu, today we come here as your brothers and sisters and as your neighbors to cry with you, because the Bible directs that we should cry together when it is time to cry, but when we are happy we should also rejoice together. So we mourn with you, and I'm grateful. Although I came a little late, I am grateful to those who spoke before me, because I am told hakuna mtu ameongea hapa mambo ambayo ni ya kuleta maneno ya kutusumbua. Everybody has concentrated on the mission for the day. I am very grateful. Na sana ni shukuru, especially the politicians, because they are the biggest culprits of disrupting people's events. Mtu anakuja, wacha tu nisiseme. It's so annoying when people are mourning. People have lost their loved one. They have lost a daughter, a son, a father. Alafu naona mtu anakuja hapo, anaanza story mrefu mambo yake, na vile amepanga huko mbele, na vile sijui atakuwa nini, na vile maadui wake watamuona. And you know, that is complete disruption and loss of the occasion. So I want to thank you, brothers and sisters. I see many of you here, including my brother Lenny, ambaye tulikuwa naye Senate pamoja, na rafiki mkubwa wa Mheshimiwa Kiraitu, na wale wengine viongozi wa sasa hivi na viongozi wa zamani na hata viongozi wa kesho. Because bado tuko na safari ya shughuli ya leo, I just want to end by requesting you, brothers and sisters, members of the Ameru community, to remain united, to stand with one another. And although we may not agree on all the issues, because we can never agree on all the issues, especially political issues and other issues, we must know the bottom line is that we are one community and we must remain united in the matters that put us together. Kiraitu is a lawyer like me, so we have agreed on very many things about the legal profession, about so many things, even about politics. We have agreed on so many things with Mzee Kiraitu. Once in a while we have disagreed. Like 2022, Priscilla hosted me for dinner like 4 or 5 times when we were trying to discuss whether Kiraitu could come to the side I was in. We did not quite agree, but we were very respectful to one another, even eventually when we were not on the same side. I feel embarrassed to see those of us, because my brother now is retired, those of us who are still active in politics, I feel very embarrassed to see you or me disrespecting one another simply because of political differences. It is ugly, untidy, uncouth, and uncultural. Because sisi zote hapa Wameru tuko na serikali yetu, wacha hii serikali ya taifa ya Kenya, tuko na serikali ya nyumbani hapa ambayo inaongozwa na Njuri Ncheke. Si namna hiyo? Hiyo ndio imetuleta pamoja kutoka Dhoshi mpaka Tonyeri. So let us learn to remember there is community even after your politics. There is family even after your career. And today I'm very proud to join my brother in mourning this lovely girl who has done very well in the years that God gave us, Anita. She excelled well and made her parents proud. And my brother, I want to tell you that we will work together going forward. And please know that you are our best. And we will be looking up to you to give us support and help us to manage ourselves and call us to order so that brother does not rise against brother. Sister does not rise up against sister because of politics. Politics will come and go. There will be a no term somewhere, a 1 term somewhere, a 2 term somewhere, a long term somewhere. But eventually, all of us will remain here, members of this community. We will need each other. Wacha kwenda kutukana mwenzako na kumdhalilisha. Wewe sema, wewe yuko 1 or 2 or 3 or long term, umalize. So I'm very grateful. I bring you the condolences of President William Ruto, who has already reached out to you, my brother Kiraitu, and who has been your friend for many years, and who has actually attended many of your family occasions. Other than Mwenda's event, I think President Ruto has been in all the weddings and all the personal events that you have done. So he sends his love, his support, and I'm sure, you know, he just returned yesterday through Mombasa. He has not reached Nairobi. When he reaches Nairobi, he will reach out to you and you will have a conversation. Mungu awabariki sana. May the soul of our daughter, Anita Kendi, rest in eternal peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Sometimes it is good to say something about a person in his presence. Allow me, Your Excellency, to say, I appreciate, I have never heard you talk politics in church. We have been together in a few occasions, but I am very impressed by the way you have sorted out the difference between church events and political events, and the way you have held in very high esteem the happenings in the church. Keep it up, and may the Lord God continue to bless you and uplift you. We have condolences from Mheshimiwa Mithika Linturi, who is attending a function like this in Baranga. We have also a message that has been sent from the Happiness Studies Academy in New York, where Your Excellency, you attended. They are here. There is a lady called Sophia Waweru, who is around, but because we do not have time, I request, Sophia, are you around? If she is around, please hand over that written tribute from the Academy to His Excellency at an option time. We also missed out all the members who worked with Kiraitu Murungi in his government. Wale watu walifanya kazi na yeye when he was governor. Wherever you are, just stand. You will not talk, you will not even be introduced, but we want to appreciate, tuko na Waziri Mutuma hapo, tuko na Leader of Majority, tuko na Chief of Staff behind there, tuko na Director wa MYS, na wengine wale, tuko hapa wengi, serikali yako, Mheshimiwa, iko ibara. Asante sana. Now I want to request my friend John Gitonga to take on the other session and get the tributes from the family. Otherwise, thank you very much, and may God continue to bless you.
Asante sana, my senior MC for today, Your Excellency, the Deputy President of Kenya, our friend Abraham Kithure Kindiki, Your Excellency, the Governor of Meru, Bwana Mutuma, Your Excellency Kiraitu Murungi, our former governor. The clergy led by our Bishop, Salesius Mogambi, and all protocols observed. God is good, and all the time. Now we've come to the tail end of this solemn occasion for Anita, and this is where we'll do the eulogy and the tributes. The tributes will be, I know we have many of them from family, friends, but for the purpose of time, we shall only have the eulogy and tributes from the immediate family. And I would like, without wasting any more time, to invite the person who is reading the eulogy to come over so that you can move with a little speed, because it's already 3:30 in the afternoon and we are agreed. This is the time we should be living here. I mean, should be leaving the grave signs. So karibuni sana, Mwenda, Makena, and Nkadha.
Good afternoon. We'll read Anita's eulogy together. Anita was born on a sunny Friday afternoon on 13th July 2001 at the Nairobi hospital. When we found out Mom was pregnant, we had a running bet on whether she'd be a boy or a girl. A bet Mwenda and Anna, our long-serving nanny, lost to Nkadha and I, who were very happy to have a little sister. We proposed naming her Stephanie, after a character in Mom's favorite soap opera, The Bold and the Beautiful. We finally agreed on the name Tiffany, only for Dad to upset everything when he literally ran away with the birth registration slip and secretly filled out the name Anita after Anita Hill, a renowned Harvard law professor and gender activist. Her middle name, Kendi, the loved one, foretold just how deeply loved she would be by everyone fortunate enough to have known her. Mwenda, our resident jingle master, composed multiple jingles for Anita, and we would dance around the house singing various jingles. We carried her everywhere and never put her down. We had moved into our first house in Karen before it was fully finished, and a few months before Anita's birth, the house turned into one big construction site, with Mom declaring, "My baby is not coming to this dust." The house was literally renovated for Anita's arrival. Anita was the most visited child in our home. Guests streamed in from far and wide, bearing all sorts of gifts, ranging from OG and potatoes from Meru to cute little outfits and toys. To my great envy, as I was a resident lastborn for 11 years. She brought so much joy that the three of us would compete to change her diapers, feed her, and take care of her. This was well orchestrated by Anna, our nanny, who successfully convinced each of us, "Ni wewe Anita anapenda sana." I even quit boarding school to come home and be with the baby. Every Saturday morning, Mwenda would go get Anita from Mom and Dad's room, hold her in his lap as he played PlayStation. He almost dropped Anita from his laps on various occasions as he celebrated Manu goals. We would always know Dad was around the corner because her and our dog Nairobi shared a sixth sense and would together announce Dad's imminent arrival. Whenever Dad came home, she would excitedly run around the house, making everyone stop whatever they were doing and come to the door to join her in singing, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy," as Nairobi barked wildly and wagged her tail. Anita was enrolled to join kindergarten at Kilimani Junior Academy. She loved school so much that she couldn't understand when Mom told her there was no school over the weekend. She would ask Mom, "Where did it go?" If we made a mistake and drove by the school, she would excitedly point and say, "See, school is still there." Mom had to get her teacher to explain that there's no school on weekends. If anyone asked her how her school day was, she would say, "Easy, kama mandizi," and that she knew everything already. Even as a child, she was a little know-it-all. And on top of being a know-it-all, she was a world-class snitch, getting each of us in trouble with Mom and Dad on various different occasions. She was the only Murungi child brave enough to point her little finger at Mom and say, "Where?"
From a very young age, she had a taste for the finer things in life. Refusing to ride in my Toyota and insisting on being driven in Dad's Mercedes. Anita was a sweet soul. And when she briefly attended Consolata Primary School, she often complained that the children there played too rough. She eventually rejoined Kilimani Junior Academy to continue her primary school. As a young child, Anita loved animals. She would go for horse riding classes, where she took great care of the horses. She spent many Saturdays grooming her favorite horse called Coco. She was a voracious reader, sometimes finishing books even before we got home from the bookshop. Games. She particularly loved playing Sims, and she and McKenna spent many hours playing it together. She was baptized at St. John the Evangelist Church on 7th October 2012 and confirmed at the same church on 2nd of December 2012. She later joined Riara Primary School, where she continued to be an academic star, so much so that when the top performers were being announced, her classmates would call out her name in unison as a top student even before the teachers got to it. She aced her KCPE, and she was called to attend Kenya High School, but she opted to join Kianda School instead. Anita was always an analytical thinker, and she spoke her mind freely without filtering her words or opinions, much to the shock of her catechist at Kianda School, who had to answer her deep theological questions. Anita was never afraid of speaking her mind, and she always stuck to her principles. She was a very fair and just person, and her heart ached at a lot of injustice in the world. She was very firm and insisted on getting things done in a specific way. No one dared to cross her, except Mom. She later moved to Brookhouse School, where she continued to excel academically. She shocked her teachers when she joined the school during an exam day and convinced them to let her sit the exam. She still passed despite it being a completely different education system. While at Brookhouse, she enjoyed playing basketball, table tennis, and mountain biking, and she even participated in the hog charge. While she didn't particularly enjoy sports, she was quite adventurous. She shocked all of us when she insisted on going skydiving in Diani. Mom refused, but Dad allowed it, thinking it was a bluff. She called his bluff. Anita was an A-star student. She got A-stars in all her subjects, both at O-levels and A-levels. She emerged as the top in Kenya student in the IGCSE chemistry examinations, and she applied to study medicine, economics, engineering, veterinary studies, and law in 6 different universities in 3 different continents. She got admitted to all of them. She decided to follow in the footsteps of Dad and I, and joined the prestigious London School of Economics to study law. However, after a year of law school, she declared that law was boring, with endless arguments and no finite answers. When she traveled back to Kenya for the next long holiday, she had already quit law school and came home armed with an admission letter to study medicine at the University of Lancashire in Preston.
She frequently came home to visit, her suitcase filled to the brim with toys and clothes for her nephews and nieces. She was a doting auntie. She was always available for sleepovers, where she read to the kids, play with them, and watch movies. She was a de facto babysitter for her nephews and nieces when their parents traveled. She was committed to service, and this is why she wanted to pursue a career in medicine and later medical research, particularly neuroscience. She studied medicine for 3 years. However, her deep empathy made her realize there were opportunities to serve society better through medical research, where she could find a cure for chronic diseases. She therefore resolved to get into medical research. In July 2025, she was conferred with a Bachelor of Science in Medical Studies, and then decided to come home for a gap year. While at home, she developed health complications and was admitted to hospital on various occasions between March and April 2026. As a family, we supported her through her medical treatment. After marked improvement, she was discharged by her doctors. Thereafter, she was fortunate to get an attachment at the Kenya Medical Research Institute, KEMRI, pending the resumption of her studies in September this year. She immensely enjoyed her attachment at KEMRI, and at the end of every day, she would tell her friends and family about all her activities there. Even on the night before she passed on, she shared with Mom and Dad about her wonderful day at a conference on leadership for innovation and excellence in accelerating research on women's health, hosted by KEMRI at the Windsor Hotel. On 13th May 2026, she came home complaining of nausea and a headache and requested for a driver to take her to the Karen Hospital. After getting some treatment, she came home and updated Mom and Dad about her day, after which they retired to bed. She wanted to sleep early because she had an early morning attending the KEMRI conference. At around 3 a.m., Mom and Dad received a distress call from Violet and Kendi, members of our staff, after which they rushed Anita to the Nairobi hospital. She was pronounced dead on arrival. We thank all the doctors and medical staff who supported Anita through various courses of treatment at the Nairobi Hospital, Chiromo Hospital, and Karen Hospital. Forever in our hearts, rest in eternal peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Mwenda, Makena, and Nkatha. Let's appreciate them, please. We've been informed in our main list, we have Mheshimiwa John Paul, Igembe South. Wherever you are, please wave. Thank you so much. We also, in our main list, have former governor of Nyandarua, Mheshimiwa Kimemia. Thank you, Mheshimiwa, karibu sana. Now, as we move forward, I will request Honorable Kiraitu Murongi to come and lead his tribute for his daughter. And perhaps if you can introduce the nuclear members of your family, because I realize we haven't done that yet. So karibu sana, Mheshimiwa Kiraitu.
Thank you so much. The nuclear members of my family, come forward. I want to delegate that honor to my wife, Priscilla, to introduce the members of our family.
Thank you. I'll start with Nkatha. Nkatha is our firstborn daughter, and her husband, Eddie Omondi. Our second-born is Fanon Mwenda Murungi, with his wife, Washeke. Then our third-born is Winnie McKenna, and her husband, James Bukusi. And myself, I'm Priscilla, and my husband, Kiraitu Murungi.
Your husband has no name.
I said. Okay. Kiraitu Murungi, honorable.
Thank you. Asanteni sana, be seated. I'm a bit confused today, so if I mess up the protocol, please forgive me. His Excellency, the Deputy President, our brother, Professor Kindiki, the CS for Water, I think I saw him around, Mheshimiwa Moga, our three PSs, Yetonga, Kiburi, and Lucy Njogu. I would also like to mention our governor, the governor of Meru County, Reverend Isaac Mutuma Ntwirinkia. We have many members of parliament who are led by the chairman of the Meru MP's caucus, Mr. Rindikiri, a friend from Buri. I think they have all talked to you, so I don't need to mention them by name. And we have the deputy governor of Tharaka-Nithi and a big contingent sent by Governor Mudomi to come and condole with us. Allow me for the others to say the protocols established be followed. I'm overwhelmed by the magnitude of the response that has been given to my daughter, Anita. First, if you look in front of you, you can see Bishop Emeritus, the Late Reverend Bishop Salesius Mugambi, with 12 priests. Thank you so much, Bishop, and my friends, the bishops. We really appreciate the way you're conducting the Mass and being here for my daughter today. Thank you so much. Last night, we were at Ikaguru in the big hall there with bishops and the ministers from all over Meru County. And some of them are here. Please stand up. Thank you so much. These are from all the other denominations. Again, because of time, allow me not to mention your names, but you are most appreciated by us as a family and our people here. Karibuni sana. The leadership of my parish in Nairobi, St. John Parish, you saw them here. You saw the leadership of the church, where I'm also a member. But there was also a leadership from Kaguru Parish, where I am also a member of CMA. So can we appreciate the Kaguru Parish? Our very old friend who went to school with, went to the US, came back, and we were roommates at the University of Nairobi, Dr. George Kiraitu. Please stand up wherever you are. I think George is one of my best friends, all the way from Kiruwea. Our chairman, Governor Kimemia, was the chairman of all the Mount Kenyan governors. He was our governor. I'm happy you have come. Let's appreciate him. So let me stop there so that you can save time. I and a very special relationship with my daughter, Anita. No words in any language can adequately describe that relationship. Born 11 years after our then last born, McKenna, she was petted and celebrated by everyone in my family. She brought a lot of warmth, love, and joy into our lives. She was a brilliant, well-behaved child who excelled in all the schools that she went. She was number one in all the primary schools she attended. She attended 3 primary schools. She was number one in all secondary schools that she attended. She attended 2 secondary schools. So she was an A-star student. Actually, in O-levels and A-levels, she scored A-star in every subject. And she was number one in chemistry in Kenya. She was the top student in Kenya in chemistry during her time. So she was really a gift. She was really God's gift to my family. And I had very big dreams about her. Most of my children, all of them have master's degrees, but none of them has a PhD. So I thought I'm going to get a PhD from this one. But now God does. So I have to accept it. Anita was a highly sensitive person who felt too deeply and cared and carried heavy emotional burdens. You have been told she went to London School of Economics to study law. But after 1 year, she quit. And she came home and said she will not go back because she has found law very boring. The lawyers with endless arguments which are not going anywhere. And she actually told me lawyers don't actually help people. So she registered herself in a medical school where there could be tangible, practical help to the people and the community. Our interest in medicine was medical research. You remember, I went through a very rough experience during COVID time, and Anita was very impressed that in a short time the research scientists had found a cure for COVID. So our interest was to get medical research so that they could find cures for other chronic diseases which we will not be able to resolve, things like cancer, diabetes, and what have you. So, I asked her why she not want to do surgery, like my brother, Dr. Kiraitu there. And she said, this clinical medicine only helps very few people, especially the rich, and does not help the majority of the people. So for her, she wanted to have an impact, to make a medical impact in society, which will touch everybody. Sometimes she would accompany me during the campaigns, I think you heard Mheshimiwa Rahim saying he got to know her in a lorry, when we were, when we campaigned on top of lorries, and she was with me there. So we go for campaign rally in Maua. Then she gets out of the lorry and bought her a very nice leather jacket, like the one I saw with our MP, Mheshimiwa Mweti. So when we came home, she didn't have the jacket. So I asked her what happened. She told me she saw another girl there who was shivering with the coat, and she gave her the jacket. She thought she needed the jacket more than herself. So that's how the jacket went. So that's why I'm telling you, she was carrying very, very emotional. She was a very caring person. Now, when it came to academics and ideas, Anita ceased to be my daughter. She became my intellectual companion and sometimes a competitor. We would argue with her to the chagrin of our mother late into the night on no manner of subjects. And Anita was wondering, she was always on the internet. She would always check. When I tell her something, she comes back the following day and tells me that what you said was not correct. Then she shows me the evidence. So we had arguments on psychology, on philosophy, on law, and the politics. I remember asking her, because she got an ID card, I think, in just this time when there was the massive recruitment. So I asked her who she was going to vote for, because now she has an ID card among the presidential candidates. And she told me she wouldn't vote for anybody because she did not see any person, among the candidates who she could vote for. Then I asked her, why did you take the card? She said, I'm expecting there will be a younger person who will be the race. That's the one I'm going to vote for. So I said, and if there is none, then I want to vote. So that is Anita. She was very, very independent in her own thoughts. In the one time she was asking me, why do people study philosophy in school? Why do they like to confuse themselves about things they really don't know about and things which they can't do anything about? So the other day she was, I think just a week or so before she died, she asked me, why the sun, what fuel does the sun use? Because it is hot, it is there all the time, na tuambui mafuta inaisha. So I told her I don't know, so we Googled it together. And then the answer was, there was hydrogen, which was under a lot of compression, and it produced helium, and it is helium now which causes the heat in the sun. Then she asked me, how do they know? So that was Anita. I must admit, sometimes I to listen to her, especially in the area of psychology. Me, I'm a recent student of psychology. I never studied it in school. But Anita, because of her brush in medicine, she had taken interest in studying psychology. So she always used to correct me. And finally, I just decided to make her my teacher, and I agreed to be, a student because I could not win an argument, against her. My relationship with her has actually changed my perspectives about how I see things. I know, His Excellency, I know you are a professor, and there are very many professors here, including my friend Dr. Njiru. But I think it's becoming clear that the more you go to school, the more you study, that is also the more you discover you don't know. It is, the more we know, then the more we don't know. Anita brought that out very clearly in me. Also, I must say, the death of the child has affected me. It has humbled me very much. And I think from now on, hamtanisikia nikitukana watu. Anita has made a lot of people come to my home to come and condole with us. People would not have expected that they would have come. Politicians from all walks of life have been there. In fact, yesterday, I was very surprised that Governor Kawira Mwangaza, who calls me King'ang'i, and I call her the drama queen, came to my house, and we talked very well. She has made me discover positive aspects of humanity, the good in other people. And now I want to dismiss people in marry because of cover. And I think this is what we should borrow from other, as politicians. Let us try to see whether we can see some good, even in our opponents. You have seen Governor Munya here. We were with him even last night. You saw me the Karentori, we were also with him. Now, these are people we've been fighting with out there, but it is Anita who has made it possible for us to have a cup of tea and talk as human beings. There'll be a very painful experience. The first 2 days, my wife was almost crying all the time, and because I'm a museum during check, I'll go and hide in the toilet and cry there and come out when looking a bit strong. But these things have changed. It's pain. But I've come to learn, and I want to thank the clergy who said they are going to have a ministry of presence with me. The head of the Methodist Church came home and told him, people don't have to talk to you, but so long as you're not alone, so long as you're with others, you'll be comforted. So I really feel it's very strong. I understand this much more now because of the 1 week I was spent with the clergymen, with other leaders, just talking about life and how we should live. Anita is not here with us. And I've been trying to forget her. She refused to go away. Every night I see her in various situations in my dreams. And even when I'm not sleeping, I sit on a chair. As long as I'm a little comfortable, Anita comes back. So I don't know when she will go away. But I was told, even pain as a life, just like human beings live, grow old, and die, even pain stays, grows old, and it also dies, with time. So I hope what we have been feeling over time, our pain and suffering, will also die in its own time. Now let me thank His Excellency, the Vice President, for finding time to come and condole with us. We're here again when my father died, and I think this is the humanity we are talking about, seeing the positive sides, of others. All of us are going to die. Doesn't matter your title. Doesn't matter how educated or uneducated you are going to die one day. And I think this short time God has given us here, let's not complicate things for ourselves. Yeah, I was thinking yesterday on a journey to Meru town. On that journey, we can decide to fight on the way, quarrel on the way, or own dance and walk in joy in our journey. So let us try to make our journey to our Maker more enjoyable as we in this world. Today is not for me to talk. I talk a lot. Let me not talk, but I want to remind you what I said. I told the people in Mekindori, the governor who were with you, Governor Anita, when we said, since you were elected, we have peace in Meru. And for sure we mean it because we can feel it. Tulikuwa tunapigana sana, lakini kwa sababu wewe ni mtu wa kanisa, at least unajua vile unaongea, watu wanatulia. When we went to Mikiruri, that's the time when there was a debate about deputy president. See, deputy president comes from just across the border there. So I told the people of Mikinduri, let us take politics more seriously. Tutie madhako na siasa. Hii kiti ambayo tumepewa na Mungu, because 3-4 years ago nobody would have believed that Kindiki will become the deputy president of this country. It is God who has played his own miracles. When we get this way. Now, sisi tumepewa kipawa na Mungu. Nyinyi mna siasa zenu. I was saying it is like you making food in your own house. Then you leave it, and then you go to borrow or buy food from a neighbor. Ukiacha chakula kwa nyumba yako. And I told the people, you look the most foolish people. If you are told you are the one who drew you out and deputy president, ambao mmepewa, ili mkatafute mwingine, who you are not sure whether you are going to get. So, sisi tuko hapo, His Excellency, ni Mungu amekupatia hiyo kipawa. The Meru people might never see this position again into the future, because so far we have not had it back now, until now. So let us use it when it is here. So you please do your best. You're also a human like us. Kila mtu ako na small shots kama zake, but do your best. And we shall support you. So kama nimefanya makosa, Bishop, unisamehe. I take courage in the words of Job 1 verse 21, which is, after all the suffering, Job says, naked I came from a mother's womb, naked that I shall return thither. The Lord gave, the Lord took away Anita. May the name of the Lord be praised. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sana, Governor Kiraitu. Let's appreciate him, please. I think we are moving on well, despite the pressure of time. I'll now invite Madam Priscilla to come and read our tribute to her daughter, Anita. And then we will decide how to move forward, because we've realized time is really running out. Karibu sana, Madam Priscilla.
God is good. And all the time. Akristo tulitani kugecia mwathani. Ibo bwaga sana. Nontu bwa kuja gutwitĩka narua. Kĩatho gĩkĩ kĩa Anita. Mbwĩre itukugua tũgwĩrĩtwe. Na itukugua ngoro ciatũ ikenete. Nontu karĩ kagetũ kararĩ karĩ gakathongi sana gakome mũno. Tũrakendete sana. Na iturari na wĩrĩgĩrĩro mũnene igũrũ rĩawe. Ĩndĩ ũkũrakarĩkire tũtwĩmba kũria Ngai kĩũria. Noka tukauga tu Ngai atũteithie atwĩkĩre hinya twenderee gũciũmĩria. Kwou aciari betũ, acore betũ, ankwenda kũmbũrĩ bũbwega nontu bwa kwĩja ntuku ĩjĩ narua. Bũkandeka nthome tribute yakwa kĩrĩ Anita na Gĩsũngũ nontu meandĩkĩte na Gĩsũngũ. Bũbwega. My darling Anita, my heart is heavy with so much pain as I say goodbye to you. The day I held you in my arms on the 13th of July 2001, I was so overjoyed as I looked at your beautiful little face. I had all sorts of dreams about your future and what a wonderful woman you would be. I remember the debate we had with your siblings about what name to give you. Some suggested we call you Stephanie, the matriarch in my favorite show, The Bold and the Beautiful. We settled for Anita Kendi for the immense love and the hopes that we had for you. Watching you grow from a little girl to a beautiful young lady has filled my heart with so much, with a lot of joy and gratitude to God. You have been an exemplary child. You made us very proud as your parents, as you always honored in school, not only as the top student, but also as the most disciplined and most helpful. After completing your O-levels, you excelled with outstanding results and were honored to be the best student in chemistry in the country. This was another testament of your brilliance, perseverance, and remarkable academic performance. I'll treasure all the trophies and certificates from all your schools, which I still keep. I remember a time when you received so much recognition that I asked you to name any gift you wanted from me. To my surprise, you asked for a house dog, despite my determination not to. You asked for a house dog. And despite my determination to never have a house pet, I had to get you Shaggy, who became so loved by you and all of us. In fact, I had already done research, and there was a dog at my friend's house, the one who was here, Anne Bogoli, called Shaggy, and that she used to get puppies. So when she came and said she'll wait until Shaggy got pregnant, got puppies, and then got weaned so that she could get a Shaggy. The father was also called Shaggy. So we had to wait for Shaggy to get a baby, for Anita to get a puppy. And I can tell you, she loved that dog. She would even clean after the dog. I felt so lucky to have you as my daughter. You have given me so much joy as I have watched you grow. I remember, I remember about the times you entered a room with your beautiful smile and gave me a warm hug. Hi, Mommy. You shared your dreams with us on how much you wanted to have a career that will help mankind. Your dream was to have a career that does not make you only make money, but that would make an important contribution to mankind. By losing you, I feel the world has lost a very brilliant mind that could have made an impact on the improvement of modern medicine. You are always so curious about so many things in the world. You always wanted to know the whys behind many things that most of us took for granted and accepted without questioning. You are very disturbed by the amount of suffering in the world and wondered why God, who was so loving, all-powerful, all-knowing, allowed this to happen, allowed the suffering to continue. Unfortunately, my dear daughter, some of the questions we had no answers for you. You are so deep in your debates that it was literally impossible to win a debate with you, because you actually, you seem to have learned, always learned widely about so many subjects. I'll miss those debates with you. You actually made us view some things differently. You are so much in love of your family and your friends, and were always willing to go an extra mile for others. Always very protective of your friendship. I really admire your how much love and loyalty you had for your friends. You've managed to keep some of your friends all the way from kindergarten, primary, secondary school, and university, even when you want to stay in touch from different continents. I don't know how to move forward without you. I keep coming to your bedroom, almost calling your name. Every time the door opens, I expect to see you come in and hug me. If tears were to bring you back, I've cried enough. My lovely and beautiful Anita, I could give anything to just hug you even one more time. I don't know how to move. I don't know why you want to leave me so early and without warning. I can only pray and hope that you're in a better place as we continue to endure the unbearable pain of losing you. I pray that God will comfort us as a family. Hopefully, time will help reduce the pain. Personally, I know that the scar will always be there. Every time I remember you, I will always try to remember those beautiful smiles, warm hugs, and the intimate moments we shared together to help me move on. I am sure that my life will never be the same again. Wherever you are, just know that I'll miss you. I'll always love you in my heart. Rest in peace, my dear daughter, Anita.
Thank you, Priscilla. Let's give her a hand. We have 3 more critical tributes to be read, but the children have looked at their watches and they have realized it's already after 4 p.m. Therefore, they have decided that all of us can read their tributes from the programs or even from the programs that you already have. So we really want them to be the record of the past events here, where we have finished matters almost in darkness. So we want to avoid that today so that Maingi and I can earn some marks next time for beating that, So I'll now invite my colleague Maingi to just make one or two announcements.
Hili limeniliza sana, hili limeniumiza sana, awamu hii